this video, we're going to be unraveling the mystery, why some companies struggle while others succeed. This is Baha Mukaddam with C-Metrics Partners. Let's dive right in. There are about 28 million firms in the US. Only 0.4% make it over 10 million. There are only about 17,000 firms over 50 million of revenue. And as you see in the diagram, as a company attempts to scale, it could face a plateau and in some cases start declining and may go all the way down to a valley of death and never recover, which is unfortunate. Why does this happen? Let's take a look. Why some companies struggle or fail. And based on extensive research, it comes down to three fundamental issues. First one is leadership, inability to develop and staff enough leaders who have the ability to delegate and predict. Number two, lack of proper system and processes to handle the increased complexity that comes from more people, more product, more location, more employees. And thirdly, market dynamics. It's a failure to anticipate or address changing market needs. Couple examples here. BlackBerry in the mid-2000s used to be called Crackberry. People used to line up to buy their product. They missed the transition to smartphones and now they're struggling to survive. Another example, Blockbuster was dominant in video rental and now Netflix is a dominant player and Blockbuster is dead. Another big challenge companies face is this gap between strategy and results. And as it turned out, about 80% of company has that gap where they end up not delivering the results they expected to deliver at the end of the year. Common phenomenon for leader, it's so hard to get everyone on the same page. The leadership team is saying, can we see the page? And they quickly discover that they don't even have a page to get on the same page in the first place, which is an interesting challenge. So if this is all bad news, let's take a look. Are there any good news? The good news is many business leaders face the same issues and it doesn't have to be this way. Now let's pivot and focus our discussion of why some companies succeed and thrive. Because they use a proven methodology and framework based on the Scaling Up book, the best-selling book by Vern Harnish. And that framework is called the 4 Decisions Framework of People, Strategy, Execution, and Cash. Before I dive in a little bit deeper into the 4 decisions, let me give you a little bit background about myself. I've led 3 successful turnarounds in high tech, including as CEO of a Silicon Valley company. I was a leader in 3 hyper growth situations from 0 to 40 million in 5 years, from 60 to 173 million in 3 years, amazing ride, and then from 0 to 10 million in 1 year. I've done business in over 25 countries, given me pretty global perspective, and have led almost every functional area in a business, including mergers and acquisition, and of course P&L management. I'm a certified Gazelle's International coach and a contributor to the Scaling Up book by Vern Harnish I mentioned earlier. And I have a Bachelor and Master of Electrical Engineering. Okay, now let's dive into the 4 decisions, which is really the mystery unraveled through this framework. People, it's about aligning your team and boosting productivity. It's about creating a culture of accountability and about developing more and better leaders to allow you to scale up. Strategy, it's about developing clear and compelling strategy that's easily understood. It's about identifying your core customer and determining your differentiating activities that give you competitive advantage. Execution, it's about picking the right priorities, selecting and tracking the right metrics and measuring and reporting on those frequently. It's about establishing the right meeting rhythm in the organization to improve communication, engagement, and productivity. In cash, it's about pushing and pulling on the right profit levers, shortening the sales and collection cycles, and it's about creating a cash cushion to absorb the inevitable bumps that you may run into. Key question you may be having: how can we learn and implement this proven business success methodology in our business? One way to do it is with guided strategic planning and organizational development with the right business coach. So who is this for? It's for ambitious leaders and companies with annual revenues in the $1 to $50 million range. If you're an avid learner and open to new ideas with a bias for action, this is for you. So it's for ambitious CEOs or president with a bias for action, for successful business owners not satisfied with your current business, once excited founders and co-founders now stuck and they don't know why or how to get out of it, entrepreneur with the right business model with some traction, over $1 million of revenue, ready to scale it up. General manager with P&L responsibility and ready to move to the top. Top functional leader with a desire to learn how to manage across the whole organization and move up to the top spot. This is not for you if you already know everything there is to know about running a company, if you always meet or exceed your goals and targets, if you have plenty of cash to fund your growth, if you have a fail-safe strategy that's being executed flawlessly, have a great product, superior margin, and no competition, if you're not open to learning or improving in any area, and if you have plenty of time and no anxiety, keep doing what you're doing. You already figured all of this out on your own. If you're ready to scale up and lay the foundation for sustainable success, you may be wondering, what if I do it myself? The question is, how well has it worked for you so far? That's what you've been doing all along. Reading books and attending seminars, which is really great and encouraged, keep doing it, but is that getting you where you want to be all by itself? Should I get a 2-year MBA degree? If you have 2 years and a lot of money, it also doesn't guarantee that you'll learn how to run business from a practical point of view as you need to. I'm a member of a CEO group, sounds enjoyable. Are you getting the results you need out of it? Okay, so let's step back now and summarize some of the key challenges and talk about impact of implementing the methodology with the right coach. So the common challenges I run into with my client: executive team not aligned, causing tension and some optimal performance, very common. Number 2, chasing new shiny objects, causing lack of focus, consistency, and follow through. Number 3, communication is sticky like molasses going uphill on a cold winter day. You get the point. The more people you have, the more communication gets slow and sticky. Number 4, working harder, have more people and making less money. And finally, exhausted, overwhelmed, almost ready to give up. Okay, let's take a look now at the kind of results you could expect by implementing this methodology. Executive team aligned on the same strategy page, jointly developed. Number 2, handful of clear and high impact priorities with clear ownership and accountability. Number 3, communication rhythm in place. We are a team and hurdles are removed in real time. Number 4, more time for the right things, less anxiety, and on the road to higher profit. And finally, energized, excited about the future, and applying the key levers of success. Let's take a look at what people are saying. Heidi Schultz on the left. 3 years ago, we began the process of evaluating our team each quarter under the guidance of our Gazelle's International Certified Coach. 2 years later, we can proudly say with confidence that these processes have made significant measurable improvements in our company, our culture, and our results. Craig Falk on the right, Mastering the Rockefeller Habits, is the best management book I've read. I love its concise format and practical advice on how to grow your company. I use a one-page strategic plan with my team every year to set our course as a company. I read the book for the first time 3 years ago and I reread it frequently. So if you're ready to scale up and open to learning and have a bias for action, if you're willing to invest in organizational development, if you have ambitious goals for the future, and if you want a foundation for sustainable success, then please request a complimentary consultation with C-Metrics Partners to find out if there is a good fit. Best way to do it is email us at yourcoach@cmetricspartners.com or book yourself on my calendar at the link below. And I look forward to connecting with you and supporting you scale up your business. Thank you.